Hey, it's Chuck. If you've ever described your workplace as toxic, your boss is difficult, your colleague is competitive, or your family member is intense, and somewhere underneath all of that language, there's a pattern that's been making you smaller for years, then this one's for you. Let's dive into it. The word bullying is a schoolyard problem because it feels like a kid word. And so when the same mechanism shows up in a conference room or a family dinner or a friend group, people reach for different language. They call it a toxic dynamic or difficult personality, strong leadership style, or complicated relationship. The language feels more sophisticated, but it also makes the pattern harder to name, harder to report, and harder to leave. Adult bullying follows the same clinical structure as childhood bullying. There's a power imbalance, there's repetition, there's intent. The difference is that adults have more sophisticated tools. The boss doesn't need to call you names in the hallway. They can undermine your credibility in meetings, exclude you from decision making, manufacture performance concerns about you, and make sure that people around you start to question your competence, all while maintaining complete plausible deniability. The method's more refined. The mechanism is identical. Dr. Gary Namie, who founded the Workplace Bullying Institute and has spent decades studying adult bullying in organizational settings, found that targets of workplace bullying frequently spend months, sometimes years, trying to diagnose what's wrong with the workplace environment before naming what's wrong with the person doing it. The vocabulary problem isn't accidental, because sophisticated adult bullying specifically is designed to make the target question their own perception. If you're regularly leaving interactions feeling like something happened, but you can't quite articulate what, that confusion is often part of the strategy. And the costs are real. Workplace bullying has been linked to anxiety, depression, disrupted sleep, physical health symptoms, and long-term damage to professional confidence. People don't just leave jobs because of it, they leave careers. They shrink their ambitions. They start preemptively making themselves smaller to avoid triggering the next episode. And the behavior doesn't have to be dramatic to do serious damage. It just has to be consistent. What you do with that is you rename it accurately, at least to yourself. Take the situation that you're describing as a toxic dynamic or a difficult personality and run it through the three-part clinical definition. Is there a power imbalance? Is there repetition? Is there intent? If all three are present, you're not dealing with a complicated relationship. You're fucking being bullied. That word isn't an overreaction, it's a diagnosis. Getting the diagnosis right is what determines the response. Then start documenting dates, specific incidents, exact language used, who is present. Keep it somewhere where the other person doesn't have access to it. It serves two purposes here. It builds a record if you ever need one, but it also interrupts the gaslighting loop. When the pattern is on paper in front of you, it becomes much harder for the part of your brain that's been rationalizing it to keep doing that work. I'm Chuck, the bald therapist. Work on you. Saying no bullshit, not even from your work. Remember that you matter, and have a gentle rest of your day.